Hello, beautiful Pisces, and welcome back to Intuitive Energies. So, with the full moon and having things completed yesterday, I wanted to come in and do another pick a card. I know that I've been doing them on Saturdays, but I just liked them. I like them because it offers up different energies and it lets you make a choice. And I love when people make a choice. So you have 3 different beautiful cards. These are from the Mystical Shaman. Okay. So you have card number 1, card number 2, and card number 3. Now I don't know if you're able to see much for the first one. The first one is a very darkened forest. It does have a beautiful waterfall and little lights, almost like fairies in the background. You have here the middle card, which is a beautiful tree, and it's just a really nice picture, easy enough to see. The third one has an owl. It looks like it's holding some kind of sphere, and there's openings. It looks like in the background, very beautiful and very blue. Very water feel, very opening feel. So if you pick one of these, whichever one calls to you, and I will let you know what each one of them means. I'm going to read from the book, and I've also picked some cards to accompany them. I've done shuffling and just put the cards behind them, and we're going to see what it has to say. In the extended, I'm actually going to be doing tarot to better explain the different cards and the energies for each. These are the bottoms of the decks of the cards that I've picked, so as we go along, I will talk about that some more. I don't have the Mystical Shaman. They're over there. I did not bring the underneath of the card because those are kind of the defining cards. So anyway, we're just going to go with it. We're going to go with it, Pisces. I'm going to start with number 1, the one that looks like a dark forest. I really like this one. So this one is called the Lower World. Interesting, isn't it? It is the number 31. Okay, so this is 4, if you add it up, and we're going to look at the energies for this one and what it has to say. So for the lower world, the essence of this card is, it holds the hidden treasures of humanity. Look at that. I remember a time when the lower world meant something completely different, but in this case, as I said, yeah, there isn't anything like that, okay? Every part of every dimension that we have is there to help guide us in some way. It is a place of rich and fruitful darkness where we can find the disowned parts of ourselves and the abandoned aspects of our psyches. The lower world is a place of our ancestors where we discover the gifts and lessons from the past. It is the realm of the collective unconsciousness, where here we can meet our demons and transform them into pure energy. Beautiful. Our source of personal power. Right. So, instead of giving energy to our demons, we heal them, we fix them, and then we release them, and make it into something, transform them. So this is a transformation card, which is really, really nice. So it is time to unearth your hidden treasures. Do not make yourself small in order for others to like or accept you. Bring out the gems and precious stones that you have kept inside your heart, hidden even from yourself. It's time to honor your past and recast your life as a heroic quest. As you journey into the lower world, you will be offered all the gifts of your ancestors. Their struggles, the way they hurt, the way they lived, and the way they died will become blessings. Right. So lessons of the past, lessons of past ancestors of people are here to teach us what to do and how to move forward next in our lives. This is really, really nice. Okay, it says here, as the medicine, are you one of those people who do not like to face the past? No, your past is calling to be acknowledged, to be heard, and to be embraced. The only way to become unstuck is to honor everything that has transpired in your life. Reflect on the lessons learned and move on. If you bear witness to your past and learn its lessons, it will stop haunting you. As you embrace its gift, you will recover a missing part of your soul. So important, okay? You have to deal with shit. I'm sorry, that's kind of crude, but having been a person who had to deal with a lot of her own crap through life, you really have to deal with it, okay? Don't give it power by putting it in the dark and letting it fester. Give it light and transform it into a beautiful source of energy. Okay, so for this card, I'm going to take, this is the spirit messages that comes, and this is choices. So let's see what this has to say. Choices is when you accept responsibility for your life and the choices you make, you begin to tap into the power of your own spirit. You'll be able to listen to and appreciate the intuitive wisdom that's inside you and apply it positively and constructively to your outside world. Right. So you have to fix from the inside out. Okay? And I like this. This is like opening doors, letting the light in. As you can see in this card, the colors are really close to each other, aren't they? I like that. You're letting the light in, Pisces. Very, very nice. Very nice. Now, I'm going to go to the second card. Okay, I'm going to leave these here because I don't know if I'll have time to do them all in this reading. So I'm going to do the second one, third one, and then we'll see how much time we have left. I don't want the videos to run too long. Okay, the underneath of the deck was synchronicity for these cards. And this is, are you noticing the signs of synchronicity that the spirit world has been sending to you at this time? People and situations in your life are not appearing by coincidence in reality. They're being guided to you from the spirit world to help you for a specific reason. So they're saying that the reason that you're here is for specifically some kind of work, healing work, to help you see something with more clarity. And this applies for, oh, look at that. What fell down and what showed up was serenity. It is to bring you, the synchronicity is bringing you serenity, okay? It's to bring you serenity. The most important relationship you can have is with yourself. This is a time to honor, nurture, and love yourself more by seeking out and removing any negative feelings and emotions that are left over from yesterday. Don't let past issues or resentments interfere with your serenity today. Wow, I think that's actually another message that's with it, and it's in the same color. Okay? So, yeah, the blue is talking about finding your voice with the throat chakra. So this message came out as an extra for you. This was the underneath of the deck, so that's why I read it. It's not for this first card. It's just that what came up after I pulled all these cards for these three separate ones. So this one is the lower world, and with it came the choices card, okay? Choosing to heal, choosing to be responsible for your life, and being responsible for how you feel as well. Because sometimes you have things that happen to you, but you're not, and you can't really blame yourself. They just happen to you. But what you do have a choice is how you choose to live with it, okay? You can choose to learn, move forward, grow from it, or you can stay in the recesses of darkness, okay? So card number 2, as you probably guessed by now, is the middle world, okay? This would be more like the world that we are in right now, the present moment, what we're doing. It's number 36, which is number 9, and we know that number 9 is where we're supposed to be. Yes, being human with a spirit, being a spirit in a human body. That trips me up, but it is what it is, okay? So let's see here what it says. It says the middle world is the realm of the day-to-day reality and the playground of the living. Right, we're in our playground, right? It is a present moment when everything is happening, yet the middle world is created by the future, not only the past, and it is a mirror of the invisible realms. When things are right in the middle, world, heaven, and earth supporting everything. When they're not right, heaven and earth must be brought into order as well. Okay? The middle world shows up when conditions are favorable to your undertaking. Do not hesitate. Move forward as heaven and earth are smiling upon you. The time is right, so be expedient, but mindful of not being reckless. The world is your playground, and what would require great effort at any other time can be accomplished with ease. Okay? So it says, the medicine for this card, it says, do not try to correct in the earth what needs to be corrected in the heavens. Makes a lot of sense. The resources to support the change or endeavor you are considering are not readily available to you yet. So it's important to ask for help from the invisible realms, from helpers in the upper world for now. Okay? So go ahead. If you're feeling unbalanced, it's okay to ask for help from above. But don't try to fix above with below. Okay? It just doesn't, it doesn't have the same ingredients. Okay? So that's pretty profound. I like that. So here we go. The message from Spirit for this one is find your center. Perfect. Very synchronous, okay, with this card. Because you're trying to find your middle, which is what this is. This is the middle. This is the middle world, okay? Your outside world is a reflection and a manifestation of what's going on inside you at this time. When the outside world becomes a hectic and stressful, that your anxiety starts to overwhelm you, then this is an ideal moment to stop and ask, when was the last time I checked in with myself? Right. It's important to check in with yourself. As we start studying, Spirit is saying, the higher world, okay, like the world of spirit, let's say, within your higher self, your inner self, it's all interconnected. When we start looking at these things, we tend to want to know more and learn more and be more of that world, because it's been disconnected from us for such a long time. But you have to remember that you came here to be a human being, a spirit walking in a human shape, okay? And this is the equal. This is what this means. There's a way to do this in an equal part. You're built perfectly for this voyage, for this journey, and you have to find your center. You have to find the middle in between, okay? It's understandable that after being disconnected with your higher self, that you want to reconnect with it really deeply and do more for it and always be of that realm. But it's very important that you be in the now. This is a middle ground. This is the scale. This is the balance. Okay? You have to try and make that the place that you're supposed to be in. So if you pick this middle card, this is what you're working on. The lower world would be working on your shadow self, working with your shadow, your demons, the things that bother you, your fears. And when you do that, you're going to release a whole lot of things and become a much better self, a much better you, okay? And then you can move into your present and work on that, okay? Well, as you probably guessed, the last one is about the upper world. So if you pick the all blue card, is what I would call it, we're going to read up on what's that. 59, so that's number 14, number 5, okay? Okay, so the upper world is this. Angels, divine helpers, the ancient ones, and all varieties of luminous beings populate the upper world. It is the place where you go to retrieve your destiny and find out who you will become. Discover your great potentials and undreamt of possibilities. Okay, it is also the place where spirits who have passed arrive when they complete their journey to the light. Absolutely, we go to the other realm. Okay, this is why we have people from the other realm who have loved ones who are past, who communicate with us. When we start communicating, we start feeling their energies again. The upper world is calling you to step into your fully realized self. Beautiful. Clear distractions so that you can move into a higher destiny. Do not fall to the temptation to craft a slightly more improved version of yourself. What you perceive as a problem or an obstacle is in fact the irritation you need to take the great leap. Remember, you cannot cross the Grand Canyon in 2 small jumps. You have to get there. Yeah, you have to work to get there. And the medicine is, ask your divine helpers for guidance. If the oracle has already spoken to you, do not ask for more. Take what has been offered. Now you must deal with the idleness and lethargy, while support for a new destiny is not yet in place. A new destination is available to you if you act now. So again, this is talking more about if you're having a hard time reaching this light, there's more work to be done in these different cards right here. Okay? But this is when you have found balance here, and you can go to this upper world, to this higher realm, to be able to stay there more often without feeling the unbalance of it. If you become a light worker, or you speak with spirit and do a lot of work that way, Pisces, you will see that there's a lot to be learned and a lot to be had from being around this energy. You feel a lot more at peace. There's a lot less that disturbs you. And when it does, you work really hard at working through it and getting rid of it, because you don't want to stay in that state. Vibrating higher is where you want to be at all the time, because it brings you much more abundance, much more gratitude. Okay? Life wants you to be happy. Okay, so here we go. Your spirit message is forgiveness, right? Holding on to resentment and anger is preventing or even suffocating your spiritual growth. Resentment is one of the strongest and most damaging of human emotions. The act of forgiveness in its own right is equally incredibly powerful, and it has the capacity to heal and transform. What I love about this card is that it's green, so it is focused on the heart chakra. It is telling you that that's exactly what I was talking about. You don't want to stay in negative emotions when you're in the upper world, because you really want to deal with it and move ahead away from it. Absolutely. Because you want to feel better about things. You want to feel in a higher vibration. And if you're not forgiving, even for just your own peace of mind, you're going to stay in that negative space, and that negative space doesn't allow for you to communicate in the upper world. You're just angry all the time. You're in that 7 of Swords kind of energy that kind of weighs you down and makes you really feel that human, that lower world, okay? So it's all about balancing all of these 3, okay? There's no right or wrong. You're not better if you chose the upper world or even the lower world. I love the lower world. The lower world has ancestors and lessons from the past, and frankly, I think this card is beautiful. I love being here. I'd love to be in a dark forest full of fairies. I would be okay with that. And I love the middle world as well, because I like feeling and being of nature, going out and feeling like the tree, completely balanced from top to bottom, grounded in the lower world, and reaching for the upper world. The upper world feels wonderful because it feels like you are communing and communicating with something greater and more wonderful than yourself, and of great help to your journey. It's like a cheerleading team that you haven't had access to or weren't aware of, and suddenly they are there, and they're helping you, and they're guiding you, and they're giving you so many signs. Your life becomes about signs. Everything becomes a reason for being, a reason for doing, and a helpful hand, okay? So, yeah, I don't think I'm going to flip the other cards. Maybe I should. I'll flip the fairy cards, and then I'm going to keep the other ones. Okay. Or maybe I should, yeah, I'll just take these and I'll leave the fairy cards. I'm open and receptive to love. Okay, so that could apply here too, and it does have the green, but it came in the lower world, and this invites you to life is always trying to love you, but you need to be open to see it Complete the sentence. I could make it easier for life to love me by. Okay, love me by. This is good. This is the difference I find between the lower world and the upper world with the forgiveness card, is this is about forgiving others and not holding on to negative energies. The lower world is about forgiving others, but it's a lot about forgiving yourself and healing yourself. Okay, so I'm open and receptive to love. Okay, I could make it easier for life to love me by accepting myself completely, accepting that I will never be perfect or the illusion of perfection, that I'm going to be shiny and beautiful just by being me. You could add that to that. You can add whatever you like to this statement. But I feel that that really, really comes through. This one, okay, so I'm losing cards here. Okay, so this one says, I connect with nature today. Perfect. With the middle world, of course, with the tree. Beautiful, right? And it says, spend time outdoors today, breathe in the fresh air, relax under a tree. A tree is the greatest if you just stare at the most beautiful tree you can find. Anything that is a small tree, a big tree, a medium tree, and you can really see the magic in it and see how wonderfully balanced it is in this world. You're going to learn so much wisdom from just being there, okay? Take in the whole sky. Notice that nature isn't judging you. Perfect. You can be in a right now with a tree. You can be anybody you want with a tree. You can be just yourself in the present moment. Beautiful message, okay? So the last one is this. Let's see if I can get it. I say yes to being a better receiver. Nice. When you are willing to receive, a gift appears. Absolutely. When you're open and you say yes to receiving all that life has to offer, all that spirituality has to give you, the messages that are coming through, you are able to be a better receiver. That makes complete sense to me in every way possible. All right, Pisces, so this has been your pick a card. I'm going to finish it off with these two. I have a daily healing in the fairies, and I also have tarot that I'm going to take 2-3 tarot cards along with it, and that'll be that. The bottom of the deck for these cards is life wants me to be happy. A beautiful general message for you, Pisces, and it just holds true altogether for just about everything. Take care of yourself, and I will see you later in the extended of this beautiful reading, Pisces. You don't want to miss it, so subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell to all. I post twice a day, 9:45 a.m. Eastern, 9:45 p.m. Eastern, and they're timeless, okay? Thank you so much. I will see you later. Take care.